Hey, so Taz graduation just hit about a week ago, and I'm super excited because this is like the first arc where I'm actually caught up in the series. I think I was fully caught up halfway through Amnesty, so I missed both of those and all the little mini arcs they did. So I'm really excited, and I can make designs along with everybody else who's like, because everybody's new to the characters, so I can make designs along with them. And it's really cool seeing all the different things that people come up with. And add a note to that, whatever design choices I say I make for Sir Fitzroy Maplecourt doesn't mean like I'm gonna bash on others or think other designs are worse because of design choices they make. I just think it's interesting how different people make different decisions in the design process. Anyway, I should probably start in actually explaining why I made certain choices in terms of Sir Fitzroy Maplecourt. I think my favorite part about Fitzroy is the fact that Griffin McElroy could not stress enough how much of a himbo this man is. I almost said himboy. That sounds nice too. Like, he's got -10 wisdom, -20 intelligence, and Griffin described him as hot and sexy and beautiful, so like, I'm not making this up, guys. I think my favorite thing that someone else said was like a Tumblr post. I forgot who. They said he's like a Ned Flanders situation, which I love very much. Like, he looks really modest, but underneath, you know he's got a 10-pack. And I decided that's canonical. Although I do love the himbo aesthetic, I could have incorporated a little better into his design. Like, I did open up his shirt a bit. I could have done that a little bit more, and maybe pronounced his muscles more under his clothes. I did want him to be a little bit more modest because, like, it's the first day of school and he wants to give off a sort of sophisticated vibe. That's why I also gave him a cape too, seeing as he's from like a night school. And nights are sexy too, but I was gonna say capes are pretty sexy. I think he would definitely have one of those. Fitzroy, I do feel like he's kind of the character that not one to like flaunt his sexuality. Like, he knows he's sexy, he doesn't need to flaunt it. But like, he just kind of does naturally without meaning to, because he's just that beautiful. Argo, on the other hand, I would believe is like super sexy. He knows it, and he's gonna show it to you whether you like it or not. Oh, you can see here that I was really struggling with these boots, ladies. The problem was when I forgot that I wanted to give him high heels when I was doing the sketch, and I tried to do it freehand over the sketch, but it was not working. So he doesn't have feet for the moment, and probably not for a little bit. I do fix that later by changing the sketch. I could have done it better, but like, I wasn't gonna work at it anymore. I also feel like I do love his cape though. I could have added a little bit more details to his cape. I do add a pattern later, but I would have liked maybe some gold line work around it. That would have really upped it up a bit. I could have added more to him in general, because I do feel like his outfit looks kind of plain. Although maybe that's just his style. He doesn't want to put on too much because his face has it all. He's beautiful enough. Doesn't need so many clothes for that. I forgot to mention that I noticed that a lot of people have sort of given Fitzroy a sort of Griffin McElroy complexion. I love those designs. I think they're really good. I just didn't want to give him a super Griffin McElroy vibe because, like, this is the first character that he's gonna play in a long campaign, and I kind of wanted it to not be him, you know? So that's why I'm gonna give him like a darker complexion and like really light hair later. I did keep a really round Griffin McElroy TM glasses because I think he would rock those, and they're pretty sexy too. I also gave him a cool sword. Could have made that a little bit cooler, but I think it's neat. Swords are just neat in general, I think. Speaking of the glasses, I really like how there's like small little ribs at Harry Potter, in the whole series. Like, I'm glad that it's not an entire parody of Harry Potter, but like there's some comments on it and it's pretty neat. Because I used to be obsessed with it when I was like 10. I don't like it as much now. It's still fun though. So it's nice to kind of go back to that magic school vibe. Kind of reimagined too. Just thought I would mention that. Anyway, here I'm like trying to choose patterns for the clothes. I thought that they looked too plain, so I tried to add patterns to spice it up a bit, and it did. But I feel like I could have added more like physical stuff, not just patterns. I actually just recently discovered that you can add patterns and stuff like that onto Clip Studio, which is what I'm using. And I should have used them a lot more because they're really fun to play with. And I don't have to make my own patterns, which would take a lot of time. And this drawing is already 2.5 hours long. I can't believe I managed to condense it to just over 10 minutes, but I did. Oh, and for the cape, I originally wanted like a red sort of color, which I see a lot of people giving Fitzroy a reddish color, but I decided to go with purple because I don't feel like his personality is as bold and aggressive that the color red would imply. So I gave him a sort of purple that is kind of a symbol of royalty to show that he wants to be higher up than like his sidekick peers. So I wanted to give him like a sort of red-violet color scheme-ish. I don't remember how much I stuck to that. Here's the pattern I added. I thought the gradient was a nice tool to add to it. Later I kind of changed the color a bit so that it flows from a lighter purple to a darker one, which I think is pretty neat. So here's me giving him a non-Griffin McElroy pasty white complexion. And I was originally going to go with a darker hair color, which I see a lot of people doing. And those are pretty cool. But I kind of wanted to do a lighter hair just to kind of like change it up a bit from what I usually see people do. I originally wanted like a purple hint to it, but I stuck with white. I don't remember why. I think it looks good anyway. Here's me trying to figure out colors. Oh, also, I had taken out there's like a little color wheel, and it's not showing up here because it's like a pop out, and so you'll see my like little cursor going off to the top left corner where there's nothing there. That's where my color wheel is, but you can't see it for some reason because didn't record that. Don't know why. Aside from like technical difficulties, I know I'm really excited to see how like Fitzroy changes throughout the season. It's only been like the first episode. I know my design for him's definitely gonna change because it's the first episode. I don't know much about him right now. It'd be kind of cool to do like a before and after kind of thing, where like at the end of the series, I redesign him and like kind of compare it to the old design. Probably completely tear it apart. I don't even think I should be talking about that. It just started. I can't think about it. I do make the glasses black. I'm going to change that in a little bit to a really light yellow, which I'm going to make like these details yellow as well. Right now it's a much darker color. I'm going to change it to lighter just because I couldn't see the original light color. You can see my awful coloring mistakes, which I am fixing right now. I couldn't believe that, honestly. I do carry the gold motif in his clothing. I would have probably liked to add that into his cape somehow, like I said earlier. I think the goldish color really complements the purple well and kind of, what's the word? I don't know, keeps that status of like he thinks he's higher up than other people, the royal status. I really like the idea of the purple sword. I just thought that was cool. for this drawing, I did try out a new line art style, more like the coloring of the line art. I just kept the outline very dark and only lightened the inside lines. I've seen a couple people do that and I wanted to try it out, and I think it looked pretty good. The only thing I would probably change is make the colors surrounding the more lighter, or the lines surrounding the more lighter colors pop out more, because it's a little hard to differentiate between the two. Like in a moment I'm gonna outline his hair, and I did try to make it darker, but I feel like I could have done a better job. So that like even from far away you can distinguish the features. Alright, so that's kind of the end of the video, or it's getting near the end. Definitely want to make more of these in the future. I promise it won't be myself roasting myself the entire time, although that's kind of epic how it turned out. So I definitely want to finish the main 3 Taz characters, and then I was also thinking of doing the Overwatch 2 characters as well. I saw the thread on Twitter, somebody roasting the designs, and it inspired me. I'll definitely link that in whenever I do those videos, so that'll be fun. I do want to mention that I do kind of like the shading, and especially the cape shading. I totally nailed that. But besides that, go ahead and leave a comment saying how much you love this video or how much you hate my design. Doesn't matter to me. Actually, go ahead and comment your design choices and why you made them. I always find it interesting seeing people's thought processes into characters like these. So go ahead and do that. Thank you for watching. I promise next time it won't be a complete roast sesh. Or if you like that, maybe it will be. I don't know. Let's see.